Zoom cut us off. Okay. Barış is also here, and Özgür is also here. Sorry for the inconvenience, and um, like I said, rather than using the uh, design idea that the lecturer gave me, I instead used some little animation of a bird on top of each fish, so player could know that a bird is circling around on top of a fish, and this is why the player will choose the place with the bird to get the fish, basically. So this was more easier on my part. So I had to come up with a simple design solution to face the difficulties. And by making more games, you can also learn from your players. You know, you can learn from the reviews, etc. So I say just just focus on creating small but uh, just focus on creating small games and focus on developing uh, a high number of games. So you will also see yourself improve on the coding departments with time. Any questions so far? Okay. Um, Let me check my notes. Okay. Um, another example that I should give about the benefits of creating new games is Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go is not the first game that the company have developed. Uh, I mean, the company was running for more than 5 years before creating the game of Pokemon Go, and they had really similar games, but their success story began by getting the uh, like copyright of Pokemon, basically. So I believe with each game that they developed, they got some feedbacks, reviews, and they improved on their gameplay with time, I would say. Yeah, and you up to this point you could watch the videos that I have sent you um, over WhatsApp, and they are basically discussing same points, same topics in a shorter amount of time, and they are giving other examples from their experience. So you can also search those. Sorry, you can also watch those for further brainstorming. And things that I would like to add is one of the things that I have already said, twisting the pitch. So you are creating a game idea sentence, and you are uh, basically like a robot. You are taking each word by word, and you are trying to come up with alternatives, for this word. Another Another good way to find new ideas is checking Kickstarter. I find it's especially useful for creating, for finding really original ideas, because I'm sharing my screen, by the way. Uh, because when you visit Kickstarter or other crowdfunding websites, if you check Games tab, you will see not only the game idea and not only the art, but you are also getting insights on the number of players, number of available players, you know. For instance, let's check this game. I don't know why I cannot load.
Welcome to
Okay.
the world of Spectre and Vox, a 3D tabletop adventure. Our first product is a fully immersive haunted house experience. We want to push the boundaries of at-home escape rooms and turn up the dial on every immersive element, from build to lights to audio, and we would love your support to make this happen. We have designed and built.
So this is I mean, this is not a digital game, but the another points I would like to uh, say is you should also derive uh, wisdom from board games and card games and party games, etc. Uh, and by watching Kickstarter introduction videos like these, you can also be well equipped uh, about giving a pitch for your game. Uh, I mean, you can also check out the ways of producing good Kickstarter videos. I mean, in Kickstarter, in your Kickstarter page, basically you have around 5 minutes to talk about your game and asking for money. And there are great ways to do that. Like there are some psychological tricks and some visual like effects, etc., that you can use to make all the watchers watch all of your videos, you know. And this way you can improve on your presentation quality.
Built a beautifully crafted miniature haunted house that will dominate your dining table.
So there,
This is the physical world of your adventure, where you discover puzzles, clues, and hidden secrets. There's even fully functional lighting, screen-free adventure where you interact with a wide cast of brilliantly acted.
as you can see, the guy is looking really visionary and imaginative, and uh, this is also a way to motivate players for pre-purchasing this game.
Characters. We look at one of their first
And
and most insidious.
they are showing the uh, like the uh, art, like the first art that they have created, so you can see the improvements
Cases
of
as you journey
developments.
deeper and deeper into the mansion shop full of state-of-the-art machinery and talented makers waiting
And they are showing the team so that you will feel more um, inclined with the team, etc.
to build and ship these beautiful games. Ray into the chilling and thrilling world of Spectre and Vox.
And they are basically asking for help to produce this game. And luckily, they have made enough money. So in Kickstarter, you are defining a money count, you know, like $100,000, and you are saying that this is the amount that I need to produce my game. If I don't reach this, then it's impossible for me to produce this game. And people are, if they like your idea, they are uh, pre-purchasing your game, and but the money is not in your hands yet. If you are not um, like if you are not reaching the amount that you have first set, then you are getting no money. Basically, your campaign, your Kickstarter campaign fails. And if you're, I mean, if you have reached the enough pre-purchase count, then you, as far as I know, still don't get the money. You have to show something that you have promised, and after that you start to get money. uh, so you like you should develop a prototype within weeks, so not within weeks but within the time, and you promise a certain amount of time, and if you finish your game in this amount of time, then you get the money for that. Okay. And this is a this is a game for, like I said, tabletop, but it doesn't have to be. Uh, there are some digital games out there, and the common theme with Kickstarter games are they are in independent developer games, and secondly, they are more often than not really original ideas, and because of that, this is a good way to find new ideas. And you can also, as I told, you can also see which players are liking which game, etc. Oh yeah, and another great way to improve is uh, checking VR games. So VR and AR, actually, because the common thing with those games uh, are the like there are not many games in AR and VR, so there are less competition, and if your design is good, then you have an easier time at successing, at finding money. um, Let me see. I uh, I was going to show you something. Okay. Like this, I basically googled best VR games. You can also do the same for augmented reality games. Virtual reality is VR, augmented reality is AR. They are really separate things, separate genres, but still, in both of those genres, the game count is small, and this is a opportunity. Beat Saber, and when you're checking best games, you should also filter the AAA complex games that you cannot do on your own. You should focus on the games that you can do on your own, like Beat Saber. Uh, I mean, this could be achieved with a small team or even with one person. Um, if he is good at sound producing, I mean, if he is good with music. Uh, Rick and Morty, I don't know. It looked like a pretty complex big game, but mini golf is achievable by one person. And if your game is realistic, I mean, you won't in VR games, you won't um develop like you won't spend much time developing the core of your game, but you will spend time when you are tweaking the numbers and when you are you know uh, changing some physics rules on your game, so your game feels more realistic, uh, so you will write a mechanic for hitting the ball, and after that you will try your best to make it seem and feel realistic. um, I don't know about those games, but I know Catan. So they took a popular board game and they made it online with VR, and it has even some 3D aspects, so it's really nice. Um, yeah, these are more AAA stuff, but Fruit Ninja is like others, pretty basic game that you can make on your own, and if you deploy it to a VR platform, it will repeat the success of App Store version. Um, I mean, it's not here, but yeah, I was searching for this. This is another great game that I have played. I didn't play it in VR, but in this game, this is a great design idea. Bullets are moving when you are moving. So this game is basically changing the uh, time. You are planning where to move, and when you are using your legs to move, then the bullets are coming to you. Let me show you a little demo of that. Oops. If you haven't played it, just do so. It was free on Epic Games Launcher. It's Epic is something like Steam, by the way, a gaming platform, and uh, in each game, by the way, in each game, the like the number of enemies are known. In each level, there are a specific number of enemies you have to kill, and they are coming from the same places every time. So the level is the same basically, and you are trying to come up with a plan to kill them all before they hit you. So you are seeing the bullets coming to you, and you are uh, creating a plan. And after you have created the plan, then you are basically starting to move, and the game turns to normal speed. So this is a great idea that you can get from VR. But this game is also launched at Steam, so you can play it on your computers as well. And I really suggest that you can also pirate it since it was already given free. I don't think it's unethical. Okay. Yeah, I have talked about VR too, and what else? If you don't have any questions, do you have any questions, by the way? Uh, okay, if not, let's move to another game idea source. I remember that I once Googled Flappy Bird, like the clones, Flappy Bird clones, to get good game ideas, and you can do something similar. And I got a great game idea from this video. Um, I mean, this is basically tweaking the camera angle. And now this is a third person angle rather than a platformer. And it looks, I don't know, it looks different. It feels different. Um, some of those games just changed the art, Um, but Attack on Kitten, uh, and the the thing that I loved the most was, okay, Flappy Sperm. Oh, Flappy disk is a funny pun. Um, what was the thing that I loved the most? Uh, I mean, there was a Flappy Bird version where you, wow, this is a great idea, I would say. This is combining Tetris with Flappy Bird. Uh, and okay, this was the idea that I loved the most. It's coming. Uh, so uh, this guy basically created a way to get App Store comments and tweets about this game. So if you are if you are tweeting something about this game, or if you are giving a comment on the App Store, then your comments will be shown here. So you are improving the game. You are in the game with your comments, and because of this, I mean, I think this is a great way to make players comments on your game. Make your players give ratings to you. So like people are basically roasting the developer. The world would be a better off with you. This new Angry Birds is it, etc. You can also, I don't know, you can also show some ads when you're flying. So this is another example of a good monetization, good community management strategy. Okay, and you can also check mechanics. So you can, rather than coming up with a game idea, you can search for toy ideas first. By toy idea, I mean, um, yeah. So there are articles like those, especially when you are developing hyper casual games. You should definitely uh, think about mechanics rather than the design, because if the mechanic is funny to play with, then you can add any design on top of it and your game will feel better in no time. So these are not the mechanics of uh, hyper casual games, but these are general mechanics. Adaptive music is really useful, really immersive experience. Playing without traditional progression, without checkpoints and lives. Um, but I was searching for something else. I was searching for best hyper casual gameplay mechanics. Um, and Voodoo is a big company that produces and funds hyper casual games. So there are lists like those, and you can even combine those mechanics together and come up with a more funnier and original toy. So there are color matching mechanics like Bejeweled Splits. There are growing mechanics. um, you know there there are games where you are dropping stones on top of a building and the building is growing, the tower building game basically. Rise and fall mechanics, this is a good description of a Flappy Bird. Direction mechanic could be, the popular taxi games, hyper casual games, or there was a game called Gravity Guy, where when you tap on the screen, the gravity is changing direction. Um, there are also merging mechanics. This is a really popular one. So timing mechanic is where you basically find the right time to click. Um, Puzzle mechanic is obvious. Merging mechanic is when you combine two objects and create a bigger one or a newer one. Um, Stacking mechanics is used on tower building games. Um, oh, this is another popular mechanic, but I haven't played a game like this, but I know it's really popular because of the ads that I have seen. Um, you are gliding basically, and this resize mechanic is a newer mechanic that got popular this year. Um, and if you can, and turning mechanics, yeah. And if you can find a fun mechanic, you should immediately create a prototype and make other people play your game. And your pushing mechanic is something like this, obviously. Uh, Agility mechanics are going quite good with music. If there's a rhythm when you're tapping, then it's all better. And direction mechanics, okay. You are creating the direction of the balls. So you are driving the path that the balls will take. Um, and give your player control over different elements. One of my friends developed a really similar game to this. The aim was to extinguish a fire by dropping water on top of it, and uh, because of the popularity of the mechanic, the game got uh, good, statistics, downloads, but they weren't great. Uh, I mean, I guess a publisher was going to give some money for this game, but the statistics were good. But since they are not great, they couldn't get it. But still, uh, they were almost there. And rise and fall mechanics and growing mechanics like agar IO, Silter IO, etc. You are playing with other people, uh, or in some .io games, you are playing against fake bots that look like humans, but they're not actually. So you can even play them offline, etc. And color matching mechanics. This is another popular one. Tidying mechanics. So you are using the uh, emotion of tidiness, the relaxation. This really looks, relaxing. So this is why people are doing playing this. Um, I also remember playing a sword forging game where you hit the sword with your hammer, and with that, your sword basically takes a better shape. And this had a smaller, like similar effects with this game. Yeah, you can drive ideas from those popular mechanics as well, and you can even combine those mechanics. Um, Let me check my notes for one last time. Okay, this is all for the idea parts. After we give a 20 minutes break, I will send you a new link, and I will talk about your homework, and I will start giving you some things about the um, development documents that you will create, you know. Okay, so we have a 20 minutes break if there are no questions, or if there are nothing to add. Okay, see you later.